This is the Majesty 140, and in a sector that talks a lot about customization, well, Majesty really means it. And it's also a boat that takes crew comfort into consideration, which I know is of interest to you guys. And of course, the guests don't do too badly in their 6 ensuite cabins either. It's got balconies, it's got a hot tub, it's got a 34-foot Silvercat chase boat for fishing and water sports. It's got the lot. And in this video, I'm going to give you the full tour. So let's get going. I'm Jack Haynes. Welcome to YachtBuyer. The 140 sits in the middle of Gulf Craft Majesty's Superyacht range and has a length overall of 43 metres, a beam of just over 8 metres and a 2 metre draft. Constructed from glass fibre, it has a displacement of 225 tonnes with an internal volume of 360 gross tonnes. The base price is $20 million, a big number, but when you consider what's on offer here, it stands up well compared to its European counterparts, as I'll now explain. Before we crack on, if you've not done so already, please remember to subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. Hit subscribe, hit that bell icon, and you'll never miss a tour when we upload a new one. And let's carry on with this tour, shall we? We're going to start down at the waterline. As I mentioned in the intro, very customizable, lots of options down here. But what I do like is that lots of stuff comes as standard. There's very few things you actually have to add when you're speccing the boat, though one of them is a transformer. This is a fixed platform, but you can have the transformer, which is that sort of platform that goes up to the quayside, it goes down to the water. It can also be used to launch the tender, which you can keep in there if you want. This boat hasn't got that. As I said, it's got a chase boat, so it doesn't really use a tender in the garage. This is being used for storage, rod holder, that sort of stuff. What you could also do is have a beach club. The other key thing down here is, of course, the passerelle. This is how you get on and off the boat when you're stern to. It's a nice big chunky bit of kit to get you on and off the boat when you're moored in a position like this. Right. Let's head to the cockpit. Heading up past the big chunky mooring gear, we've got to revisit the balconies, of course. We're not really seeing the best of these in the show environment, but you can imagine in an anchorage, drink in your hand, overlooking the water, really nice place to be. Standard fit. And that one over there is up, so you can see what it looks like when they're up for when the boat's moving along. Cockpit itself, huge space. Massive amount of floor room here. And obviously you've got your seating. I'm going to talk about customization a lot. You can have whatever arrangement you wanted here. This has got what I think is quite a nice arrangement with the split tables and the bench around the back, but if you wanted one big table, for example, you could do that. And obviously staircase over here up to the bridge deck. Over this side, fridge, quite convenient really. The galley is on the main deck, not too far away. This just means that there are cold drinks on hand. The guests can come and grab them themselves. And this boat was built to commercial standards. You see that all over the place, certainly in the mechanical areas, but things like fire suppression, and this big chamber over here, got fuel shut off, all that stuff. Over on that side, all very easy to get to. And I think on this tour, we're going to stay on the main deck. As I mentioned, the galley's on the main deck, as is the owner's cabin. So let's head inside. I mean, I mentioned that they'll customize and they will even move bulkheads around. So it really is proper customization. So take for granted that all of this can be completely rearranged and changed if you want. However, on this particular boat, the first thing you see is a enormous TV, only bettered by the enormity of the seating area that's opposite it. There's lovely big statement coffee table, seating for, I don't know, 10, 12 adults on that L-shaped sofa, a couple of chairs here as well. Really comfortable place to relax inside, socialise, have a drink, watch a movie, watch some sport. But you've got nearly floor-to-ceiling windows, so the views out are still very good. And of course, there's plenty of natural light drawn in as well. It's a nice light palette as well, so it feels very spacious in here. And then this unit separates off the dining table from the lounging space. And these units are important because you can keep all the table dressings in here. As crew, you can see it's dressed now for 4 people. Clear, you can sit a lot more people around this space. As I mentioned, there are 6 guest cabins on board, so space for everybody to dine inside if they want to, and everything conveniently located around either side. We move forward on the starboard side, that's where we'll get to the owner's cabin, but first, I think we'll check out the galley, which is down here. Just after the galley is this pantry area. This can be cordoned off from the main saloon. There's a bit of storage space here, prep space. There's also a passageway into the main passageway towards the owner's cabin, plus this side door so crew can get in and out without walking through the saloon. And then we're into the galley itself, which is seriously impressive for a boat of this size. We were on a 150-footer yesterday, and the galley was almost half the size of this. The captain had a big say on the design of this. Nice that it's on the main deck. Just look at the space in here. Really is extraordinary for a 140-footer. You know, you've got professional grade cooking over here, masses of cooling space, an entire wall of it over on that side. And crucially, if you're a chef and a sous chef, you've got loads of space to move around and work in here really comfortably, easy to line up plates so the stews can serve them out to the boat. And I talked about the comfort of crew. Well, the crew accommodation is actually split. The captain has a cabin upstairs. You can maybe have the chef down here. There's 2 berths down there, and there's more sleeping space for crew aft, which we'll look at later on. But that separation is quite nice, gives them their own space. But talking of nice spaces, let's head to that owner's cabin. We're now adjacent to that crew pantry we saw a moment ago. There's a little secret door there that leads through to that. This is also a guest passageway down to the accommodation and up to the bridge deck. On the starboard side, there's a bit of storage here for the crew to use, and a side door that leads out onto the starboard side deck and up to the foredeck. You have the day heads in the usual place you'd expect on a boat of this design, so that's easy facilities to guests to use during the day. And there's plenty of space dedicated to the owner's cabin, which is forward on this main deck. The first thing you see is this nice bureau. What a lovely place to sit and fire off some emails looking out on that big picture window. And then sort of semi-segregated from the cabin itself is the walk-in wardrobe. It's almost full beam, so you've got double wardrobes, loads of shelving. There's a safe down here as well. And then we emerge into the cabin itself. And one thing I will say, the carpet is absolutely lovely. It's made in Dubai. It's almost contoured, so you can sort of feel the ridges under your feet. And I love the sort of blue color that they've got running through it. It feels like you sort of got waves under your feet. Very, very nice indeed. Big TV up on this bulkhead. Obviously a lovely big bed at its centerpiece, and the views from that bed will be absolutely fabulous, as is the bathroom. Come and have a look at this. This is lovely. Look at that bath. Gorgeous. Backlit marble right next to it. Huge separate shower cupola over that side. This is where your toilet is. Smoked glass for obvious reasons, twin sinks, and yet more glorious marble. It's lovely. But even this isn't the best part of this cabin, because as standard you get this lovely private owner's terrace. And what I like about this is that this bit underneath the protection is always here, but you can just extend it with this drop down section similar to the ones in the cockpit. You can come out in the morning, hover over the water, morning coffee. What a place to do it. Now that's the owner's space. Let's head down a deck and check out the guest accommodation. What's really impressive about this lower deck space is that despite having 5 cabins down here, there's still loads of room in this central lobby area. Again, I'll come back to customization. If you want a different arrangement down here, you could have that. This particular boat has got a pair of doubles forward, then you've got identical twins further amidships, and then right amidships you have a really nice VIP cabin. And we're actually going to start with those doubles forward. We'll go into this one. They're both the same, as I said. Loads of little similarities to the owner's cabin, actually. The same sort of carpet, but it's all colour-coded. Every cabin's got a different colour, which is quite nice, but they're very nicely spec'd. Big bed, of course. Good amount of hull windows, so natural light's decent. Nice TV on the wall, a bureau, double wardrobe over on this side. And of course, they've all got private bathrooms, but they're very nicely finished. The same type of marble that we've seen upstairs, a big separate shower cubicle and a very futuristic looking toilet. I don't know if this is a charter boat, but it feels like it's very well equipped to be one just because of the cabin spaces. The one thing I would say is this is dying out for like a central servery area, maybe a fridge, coffee machine, so guests can serve themselves around here without having to go up to the deck above. Anyway, let's check out one of the twins. They're on both sides. They are exactly the same. You just got single beds. Again, that gives you good flexibility if people aren't couples and share a cabin comfortably. Loads of space between the beds. You know, it's a given that head heights are really good throughout. TV mounted on the wall as well, and a similar amount of storage behind the door here. And again, a really nice sized bathroom finished in a very similar way to the owner's cabin and the double we just saw. But I think what's really nice about the layout of this accommodation is that you have a lovely VIP on this deck. So we're right amidships now. They've angled the berth across the boat. It's a shame that the berth isn't taking in the view, if you know what I mean, to the windows behind the bed. So you haven't got the view out from bed, but you can see your TV really easily. Your storage is over on that side, and of course you've got a really nice bathroom. This runs along the side of the cabin, so it's nice and wide, big enough again to have a big separate shower. We pick up this lovely black and white marble again, same on the sinks. Really good, comfortable, but very flexible accommodation. Okay, let's head to the bridge deck. I know this is a big boat, but the spaces breathe so easily on this thing that even in this bridge area, there's so much room to move around. You don't feel crammed in. There's a big helm seat here, but there's plenty of space for it. You could have one either side if you wanted as well, or leaning posts here, or 3 leaning posts. As I said, if you want it, you can have it. As you can see with the map chart, maybe I should say, above our head, you can do what you want. Not to my taste, but you know, that's the thing. Customization, you can have whatever you like. Right. the good stuff. So we've got a pair of 2,600 horsepower MTUs, top speed of about 18.5 knots. At 10 knots, it will cover 4,000 nautical miles. So really comfortable transatlantic range. The usual suite of screens, which is giving us our system information, charting. Obviously, you've got cameras as well. So from up here, the skipper can see all areas of the boat and make sure everything is as it should be. A pair of throttles down here. It's only got a bow thruster. You can have a stern thruster if the skipper wanted one. Tiny little wheel that's really not going to see much action, and you've got wing stations outside to control the boat at slow speed. We'll look at those in a moment. But, you know, another great area this. I like these. I've said it before. You sit up here, raised up, enjoy the view. Obviously important for the crew when they're on watch, but nice that guests can come in here, sit out the way behind the skipper, but still enjoy the ride from up here in the control station. And I'll tell you something that's really nice about this boat. The captain's cabin. Come and have a look at this. So nice, in fact. These have been used as guest cabins before. Lovely separate bathroom on the way in, loads of storage over on this side, and I'd say the captain, apart from maybe the owner, has probably got the best view on the boat from their bed. Look at that line down there, massive window, lovely, and of course it's connected to the bridge, so it's really, really convenient. That is a thoroughly nice space, and it goes back to that comfortable crew environment that I've been harping on about during this video. Okay, let's head and have a look at the rest of the bridge. Right, moving aft out the bridge, that's the stairway downstairs. On this side there is yet another day head. So you have a day head on every deck, meaning that you're never too far away from a bathroom if you need one. And this is a feature I really like. Look at the size of this bar with proper door access. It could be enclosed that end, then it opens up into this really nice sociable space. I love the finish on top. 4 bar stools up here, and look how far back it goes. It's almost like another galley. That's a fridge and freezer over there, big sink behind me. Microwave. This is a really good place for the crew, the barman, the guy who can make the cocktails to stand and do just that, because this is a really important entertaining space. It's lovely. It's obviously smaller than downstairs, cozier, but you've still got a good amount of seating. Often they sort of take a lot of the sofa space away in these, but this is nice. Chairs opposite. You've still got a big TV up here, so you can watch a movie up here as well. And then this nice little drinks, cards table right close to the doors, which lead out, of course, to bridge deck aft. Star Wars style. That's the right one, Jack. Smooth. This is going to be where guests most likely have their meals outside on the boat. So you have the benefit of being elevated and outside, but still well protected. So if you're eating in the day, there's plenty of shade. That staircase is down to the cockpit. Obviously, we saw that earlier on. And then right aft, you just got nice open seating space. Sit with a drink after dinner, sit in the day. It catches the sun really nicely, but you're not too far away from the protection with this overhang. I like that these pillars have got strip lights in them, so you've got a nice sort of glow of an evening. There's lighting above as well, but that's quite nice. There's another servery here with a sink, a fridge and an ice maker, so again, it's easy for the crew to serve guests from here. And that staircase leads up to the sun deck, but before we go there, let's head to the foredeck. Now the bridge deck isn't actually linked, so you'd have to come through the bridge and out these side doors, or there are staircases from the deck below on both sides. And as I said, inside the bridge, there are wing stations on both sides as well. So when close quarters manoeuvring, the captain has repeaters of the throttles and the thrusters, and depending which side you're going, you can look down this side or the port side. It gives you much better vision and comms with the crew when you're squeezing into a berth. And then right forward, we arrive at another really nice living area. Nice big table right in front of the windscreen, and then you've got these opposing benches as well. So again, if there's a big party of you, nice place to sit, somewhere to rest your drink, taking the view. Yeah, it's all very social and open to elements as well. And then on this mezzanine, obviously you've got the anchor equipment, mooring gear. This is really a crew area, but good spot for a pair of jet skis and the crane in the middle, so you can launch them and recover them really easily. Let's head back to that staircase then and go up to the sun deck. Up to the sun deck then, and what a sun deck it is. This is absolutely huge. As downstairs, totally flexible arrangement out aft with the furniture. There's a crane up here as well, so you can stow more toys and tenders up here if you need to. And then underneath, the protection of the hardtop. Really decent sized dinette under here, so you can dine up here, have drinks and snacks really easily. And that is served by what is a very large bar. Almost with galley size, isn't it? And it's got all the facilities you'd expect. Fridge, ice maker, nice big grill, 4 bar stools so you can stand, hold court, serve some drinks, all be served very comfortably. There's more fun forward. Actually, this bit isn't fun, but it's quite practical and often necessary. There's the sort of utilities cupboard over there, but this is a day head. So you've even got facilities right up here on the sun deck. That's always nice. And as with the spaces downstairs, there's just loads of floor space. There's loads of room to move around on this thing. And of course, Right forward, underneath this sort of cutout in the hardtop, you have the hot tub, front and centre, looking out over the bow. Very nice indeed. Okay, let's finish off with the crew space and the engine room. Access to the aft crew quarters is through this door on the port side deck. I'll go back to what I was saying about crew comfort. Here we are in the sort of aft crew quarters, and again, it's a very pleasant space. They have their seating area, you have a sort of small galley here with fridge, microwave, storage up here. Obviously you've got oversight of systems and things down here as well, but what's really impressive are the cabin sizes. There's 3 bunk cabins in this area, all en suite. They're pretty much identical. We'll just show you this one. It's lovely, neat and tidy, but hey, for a 140 footer, this is a really good space. You know, decent sized berths, big porthole for natural light, bedside tables each, big wardrobe on this side, and a private bathroom. I think it's pretty much as good as it gets on a boat of this size. You've also got your laundry facilities down here, obviously, and what's important about this area is it connects directly to the engine room. And the impressive engineering really continues down here. I'm right between the engines at the moment. At my height of 6 feet, I've got just about enough clearance over my head. If you're a 6'4" engineer, it's going to be a bit uncomfortable, but it's fine otherwise. Workbench here, a device, somewhere to, set up tools. It's all really easy, neat and tidy. And despite these big lumps we've got, 2,600 horsepower each, very easy to move around them, inspect them. Generators on both sides too, and then you have the control panel right forward. This is a boat that's got a water maker, it's got stabilizers. There's a lot of equipment. It doesn't feel like it's all crammed in. It's an easy enough space to work in. And then right aft you have an access hatch through to the tender garage, and there's also underneath you can get right through to the rudders. So everything is all really easy to access, and there's another escape hatch as well. So obviously main access is through the crew space. If you need to get in or out in an emergency, there's a ladder here right up to the cockpit. Very good. Majesty offers relatively good value for money in this market, and sometimes that means that corners are being cut to achieve that. It really doesn't feel like that on this boat. In fact, they have this nice balance. It's very customizable, but it's also turnkey. They give you everything you're going to want. You're not having to spend ages speccing the boat up to the standard you like, but you can make it flexible in terms of cabin spaces, all the spaces, depending on how you're going to use it, whether that's privately or for charter. The traditional styling may deter some buyers, but if you're comfortable with the way it looks, it offers an awful lot for the money. Let me know what you think about this boat in the comments below, and remember, if you do want to compare it side by side with its direct rivals, you can do that on yachtbuyer.com. Thank you very much for watching that tour of the Majesty 140. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give us a like if you did. If you'd like to see a tour of a slightly more modern Majesty, we shot the 110 at Monaco. I'll put that for you up there. If you'd like to subscribe to the YachtBuyer channel, you can do that by clicking up there. Thanks again for watching. I'm Jack Haynes. This is YachtBuyer.